Now recording.
Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this Monday morning, Labor Day. For those of you who celebrate Labor Day, have a good one. I'm here this morning with my man Parlay Poe on the Blitzburg podcast. How you feeling this morning, Parlay?
Man, I can't complain. Ain't nobody gonna listen to me. How y'all doing, fellas?
Pretty good, pretty good. Good to see you in here as well.
Yes, sir. We also got our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports Team with us this morning. How you feeling, Mossberg?
Feeling pretty good, man. Can't complain. And just looking and lock and loaded for the rest of the season, man. Big week one. It's good to see all the screens blaring. Good afternoon to everybody and happy Labor Day as well, all across the world.
We also got our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. How you feeling, FanDuel?
I'm good, man. We back with another banger.
Back with another banger. We also got our Midwest homie with us, the man in South Bend, our boy Post Game. How you feeling, Post Game?
Well, yesterday I got off to a great start, man. I was in South Bend bright and early, barbecuing with the fans, or excuse me, with the fam. I helped my uncle with his fantasy football draft, so hopefully he has a great season. But man, oh my goodness, my night ended like hell, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Today we want to talk a little bit about what kind of questions we might have after week one and some of the answers we had before week one that we got answers to. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that this morning. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in to some of the questions we got out of there. Our man FanDuel says had a question for us. After week one of college football, how do you think the rankings will shake out with losses by the number one team, number 14, number 16, and number 18 happened over this weekend? How do you think those rankings are going to look on Tuesday?
Well, I think Texas ain't gonna drop that far, but Ohio State gonna be number one. They should be number one, but I know Bama, they should be out the top 10. They shouldn't drop this to 10. They should be all the way out the top 10.
I think they're going to definitely shake up. I for sure feel Ohio State deserving the number one after their win. Exactly what Parlay Post said. Texas shouldn't drop too far. I say 5 at the lowest, especially being the number one team we'll see in Ohio State. Alabama, I agree, outside of the top 10. And you really don't know what they'll do with Notre Dame. And I forget the other team that did lose. I don't know what they're going to do with that team as far as in Clemson, Notre Dame. So it's going to be tough, but I think Texas had the least drop of all of these teams.
Man, I'm going back and forth about who I think the number one team should be. I thought LSU looked it real good. I think they should get consideration to be the number one team in the country. Bama, I think Florida State need to jump in the top 10 right now. Bama need to drop all the way. Anything below 15 is fine with me. Anywhere you put them, but I would definitely put Florida State up in there in that top 10.
Yeah, fellas, there definitely will be some movement in the top 10. But the question I have is how good these teams like Florida State, Alabama, is Florida State just really that much better than Alabama, or is Alabama overrated? Miami and Notre Dame, close game. We'll talk about that. But Clemson is LSU really that juggernaut, or they just catch Clemson on a bad day? So it's definitely going to be some movement. I think Bama, out of all of the teams, should fall the farthest. And I think Ohio State and LSU have the best case for the number one spot.
Yeah, I definitely Texas will probably fall to maybe 4 or 5, which is cool. I think Alabama should be maybe around 15, 16, somewhere around there. Florida State should definitely be in the top 15. I don't know if I would take them all the way from where they at now, all the way into the top 10, but they definitely should be in the top 15. That was a really good game with Notre Dame and Miami. I don't think Notre Dame should fall too far. They were on the road in an environment that was hostile, plus a lot of rain, a lot of weather conditions that could have an impact on the game. With a first year quarterback, so I think they shouldn't fall too far from number 6, maybe 10, maybe. But outside of that, man, I think that probably Ohio State should be number 1. I know Buckeye fans probably don't care either way, but I think they should at least get consideration for number 1. LSU has a strong case to definitely be in the top 3. I don't know if I would move them all the way to 1, even though they went into another hostile environment and pulled out a victory 17-10. So I think they should definitely be in the top 3. Everything else behind those teams that lost, I mean, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. And I'm cool with wherever they land. But I think Alabama's showing is a sign that they should probably fall out of the top 15, for sure.
This is exactly why I don't like preseason rankings, because now we got a problem with moving a Florida State team that was unranked that looked like they should be a top 10 team all the way from the bottom to the top. This is exactly why I don't like preseason rankings.
Well, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about that. We got them outside of the rankings, right? It's only been 1 week, right? So does it appear like they should go from being unranked, not knowing what they were going to be because of their previous season, all the way in the top 10? Is everybody okay if they get ranked in the top 10? Do you think that will be a good thing to happen? Or do you think that will muddy the waters up even more?
Well, my original point about preseason rankings, I said that we shouldn't rank teams until week 4. So with that theory in hand, you will have enough information out there to place all teams. After we talking about 1 week and we don't know what Alabama is, and maybe it could be a case of them playing a bad Alabama team. 3 more weeks of football, we would know what Alabama is. Maybe they did have a bad week, but I just think these preseason rankings, if a team got a bad schedule, like Oregon, for instance, we don't know what Oregon is. They played some bums. Oregon got a terrible schedule. That's what we always talked about, right? So if Oregon just skates through the season and then they get popped in the playoffs, what we going to think? We're going to think they played a bad schedule and they wasn't who we say they are.
That's why they go off the previous year, though. That's why they go off the previous year and your recruiting for the preseason. That's what they do. That's why Florida State ain't ranked. They was 2-10, and then they got a whole bunch of transfers. And then their quarterback hadn't even play at the end of the year. He wasn't even playing at the end of the year, so they don't know what they're getting. That's why they did that. They don't know what they're getting.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like the fact of good to see you in here as well, T1. Man,
what it do, fellas?
Buckeye, great legend, alumni, all that good stuff. Ask somebody, City League TV. How you feeling today?
All right, a little under the weather. I think somebody tried to take me out because of that game Saturday, but it's all good.
Damn.
It's good to see your screen.
I sent you a special package, my brother. I sent you a special package.
It's only football.
He opened that envelope.
That's what I'm saying.
But when it comes to the rankings, being a Florida State fan, with all due respect to how they rank this, based on like Parlay Post said, coming in off a horrendous season. I wasn't upset at how they placed us outside of the top 25. Now, when you ask about top 15, top 10, I feel like we put the world on notice and on watch for so many different things to see if Alabama is really that legit. You know, we outcoached them in so many ways, and I think we had to remember Alabama was playing out a few of their key players, especially in the trenches. So no disrespect to them at all, but I think we should at least move up to 20 because I think you would cause some havoc with those other teams that are ranked that did come in after playing a great season last year. I think that goes against what they had coming back into this year and returning players. So I'm going to give us at least to the top 20. If they move us higher, hey, I feel like we could definitely uphold that and even push forward for more this year.
Hey, we have to find out if y'all legit too, Moss. So don't leave y'all out the equation. You know, it's one game. We gotta make sure that y'all back and ready and up for the challenge of a real live college football season.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Should Florida State be a top 10 team? No. They'll definitely get their chance to make a case of being a top 10 team as the season goes along. But I don't think you put them in a top 10, top 15 right off the barrel after this big, humongous win for that program. I think they'll definitely be a top 25 team, maybe even top 20, but top 10, top 15, that's a little bullish.
Agreed.
I agree.
Okay.
I think we
Well,
do.
let me ask y'all this. Blindly, if nobody was ranked after week one, where would y'all throw them in at after we seen everybody?
I wouldn't
Don't
know.
start now. Won't be now, Zay. But
I
I'm
put them about. I put them about 19, 20.
19,
Man, I seen-
20 with
I
nobody
didn't
ranked.
see 19 or 20 teams that looked it better than Florida State this weekend.
I know, but I got to go off their history too, so I couldn't just throw them right into the fire. So we're gonna let them ease their way in. And I know, as my Buckeyes and how we like it, we don't care if you got us number one or in the top 5 or in the top 10. We prefer to be all the way to the back, wherever they'd like to put us. So I'm quite sure Florida State is just like that as well, so that they can use that and have that chip on their shoulder, saying they don't respect our us being back and just moving forward.
Well, I mean, Ohio State a different thing, you know. Like, well, we played Texas. We just solidified our playoff berth in week one. Unless something just absolutely goes absolutely wrong, we solidified our spot in the playoff already from week one.
That means if y'all go undefeated until November, right?
No, it doesn't. We can lose 3 games. We gonna still make the playoffs.
So y'all can lose 3 games and still go to playoff.
Absolutely.
Zay, it's been something put out there. It's been something put out there, Zay. We got to stop entertaining these little goofies, man. We got to stop entertaining the goofies. We the defending champions. They coming off a bum season. Who cares about what they won, what they lost? Stop talking to us with the stupidness.
That's why you're
that's my thing about Ohio State fans,
That's why you sick. You talking nonsense.
Man, just goofies, man. So many goofy people up in my face. That's what it is. So many goofy people up in my face. Goofy dude come trying to talk to me in Kroger yesterday. Come talking to me just because I got my Buckeye gear on. Keep it moving. I don't want to talk to no little goofy.
Man, listen. It was just week one. How can you say that? How can you make a statement like that? We solidified our position in the playoffs after week one when you still got 11 more games to go?
Because you got
the same way. Hey, the same way that Texas probably be in there too.
Listen,
the same way Texas probably gonna be in there too.
Listen, you can feel like they can make it there, and they probably will. But to be able to say it as if the other 11 games, you automatically know what's going to happen in them, you don't know. You might have a bunch
We do know, Rob. We're the Ohio State University.
A whole lot of stuff might happen, bro. You can't just say
that's y'all's problem, bro.
Yeah, see,
Y'all
I
not
told you.
realistic.
Stop
Y'all not
listening to the
realistic.
goofy stuff, man.
It's an arrogant ass statement to
Goofiness.
say,
Just
after
goofiness.
1 week, we solidify, we automatically in the playoffs. Come on,
Man, if you
Hey,
just
listen.
listen to the Ohio State haters, y'all guys are some goofy.
Hey, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
After week 1.
Just hear
Y'all
me out.
goofy.
Just hear me out. We got Illinois, Michigan, and Penn State. We're gonna win every other game on our schedule.
You
Them the
probably
only games.
will. But what if you get a rash of injuries? Then what?
We got
We're
depth.
Ohio
We
State. We
have
reload, man. You can't
We
see
got
that.
depth everywhere. We're still gonna beat everybody on our schedule.
Man, let's
This is
move on,
my thing
man.
with Ohio
I
State
ain't-
fans, man.
Yeah,
Like,
let's move
I
on,
don't
man.
I don't
Let's move on,
disagree
man.
with I don't disagree with
Move
anything
on, man.
about certain things, but
Y'all be
that's my
salty.
thing.
Salty,
y'all
just
just-
goofy.
Y'all
I
gotta
don't
look at the
understand.
reality.
I don't understand the whackness, man.
No, I just want to know what type of leverage do y'all have? What are y'all standing on when y'all make these quotes, when y'all make these statements? Y'all not standing on nothing. We're the best program in the past 25 years, hands down, and y'all keep talking.
Blah, man. Come on.
All right, man, let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'll be wanting to move on too, goofy.
T1, did you come on here to be an irritant or did you come on here to talk football?
I came to talk football, and I'm tired of y'all's goofiness, man. Y'all gonna put some respect on our name and stop all the stupidness. It's stupid. The stuff y'all talk is stupid. For a Michigan fan to come on here today and say, "Oh, but when November comes, we're gonna get y'all." Yeah, you supposed to say that, but you sound stupid.
Man, shut up.
Okay,
That's
man,
why
let's
you
go, man.
sick,
Let's
because
go.
you're a
Let's go.
dummy. Come on.
Does college football need a preseason game?
Nah, they don't need no preseason game.
Nah.
They need to let what Prime and them was trying to do. Go ahead and let them jointed practices in, man. I think that's all the preseason you need. You need to see some other guys. I'll be all for the jointed practices.
Yeah, they
We have preseason. All these little soft games is preseason. We got it. Some teams may have to wait for their preseason game. They may have a banger coming right out. And we had quite a few of them this weekend, but we all have preseason games. We got one coming up Saturday.
I think with the preseason, I think it's a lot that goes on in a way of similarities to that, not the actual preseason type of game, but a lot of these players do play with each other throughout the summer. I seen Castellanos playing with a couple of the Alabama players in spring, different drills that they were doing over the spring. So some of these players are getting together like these professional athletes and working out together. So I think the preseason is out the window when you got spring practice and everything leading up to it.
Yeah, if you don't have a preseason game, then I really like what Coach Prime has been an advocate for, getting those joint practices in, because in some cases, fellas, you just gotta see what you got, man. I can only speak from the perspective of my team. It seemed like a lot of the play calling on offense was due to we gotta see what we got, or I'm not confident in this unit or that unit. So if not a preseason game, we at least got to get some joint practices, man. Some of these teams lose a lot of players, and we just got to see what we got. Or, in some cases, a lot of teams start off the season with an easy opponent, so they can, get some film, see what they got, see what they like, they don't like, what plays work, what plays don't work. So again, if not a preseason game, not all teams schedule cupcakes at the beginning. Joint practices, like Coach Prime said, I would be a big advocate of that.
I don't think these young men are mature enough for a joint practice. I could see some injuries for somebody going too hard. I could see some fights. It sounds really, really good, but I really, really could see some injuries and messing up some seasons. And I can see some fights just because they're not mature enough to go out there and just help each other because they want to knock some heads off with a different looking helmet out there. So it sounds good, but I'm not so sure how well that would work.
Then I also seen what's the name over the I had sent in the chat. I think the Georgia State, the one Georgia State game, they came out on the field. The one player for Georgia State snatched the chain off the other guy and threw his chain out the stadium or something in the crowd, and he ended up not playing. He dressed, but he didn't play that game. So I mean, it's a lot of that stuff that I don't think they would be ready for. Like you said, T1, that's a good thing you said, and it's just something to think about as well. They still kids.
I mean, man, it's football. Stuff is going to happen, whether it happens during the regular season or whether they have a preseason game. It doesn't matter. It's football. Stuff's going to happen. And I think that teams should be able to, if they want to have a preseason game against somebody that's not on their schedule, in the near future, and they want to lock up and have a preseason game, I think they should be allowed to do it. I don't have no issue with it whatsoever. If you don't want to do a preseason game, don't do one. But if you do want to do a preseason game and somebody else wants to too, then do it.
You got an echo, Rob.
Somebody's phone ringing. Yeah, so that's how it goes, man. If you want to do a preseason game, go do one. If you don't want to do a preseason game, then don't do one. But I think it should definitely be an idea that they should use, at least if they can get it going. If not, then what about Parlay Poe's question here? He wants to know, will teams stop scheduling a top-tier team in week 1 so that they can have a tune-up game with a cupcake?
Man, listen, bro. My thoughts, I feel like Post Game brought that up because he know his coaching staff called that jelly game in the first half when they should have had the handcuffs off from the jump. If the game would have went the other way, I don't think you would have came on here, Post, talking about a preseason game. I don't think you would have.
No, I'm not saying they absolutely have to, but it's a question. Some teams got to work out the kinks before they put the product on the field. Now, whether that be a preseason game, a joint practice, or just scheduling a cupcake, whatever the case may be, this is not the first time I brought this up. Win, lose, or tie, it doesn't matter to me. If some teams just need a game or a look to see what they have, that's it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it might get to the point where teams might just say, listen, going forward, we're going to schedule us a cupcake in game 1 so that we can have a tune-up game so we can see what we got, see what we need to work on, see what kind of things work, and see what kind of things don't work. I think ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's a good idea if teams want to do that. Now, I don't know if college football going to want that because I know we all want bangers every week of college football. We want to see bangers. And we saw a lot of bangers in week 1 this week, and a lot of teams that lost. I mean, some of them, they learned a lot from the loss that they took. And there are other teams who didn't learn a lot, I don't think. I don't know if Alabama learned a lot from that. Well, they probably learned that their dudes wasn't hustling. They wasn't working hard. But I don't mind having a tune-up game and scheduling a tougher opponent in game 2, 3, or 4 as opposed to game 1.
And just look at this real fast, Moss. Your Bengals have got a lot of flack. I know college is not the NFL, but just rock with me. Your Bengals have got a lot of flack from starting seasons slow. They finally played their starters in the preseason this year. Why? So they wouldn't start slow. The Bengals have been behind the 8 ball the last couple of seasons with that great offense because they set all their starters in the preseason, which is, I get it. You want to keep your starters healthy. I hear a lot of y'all saying it's about the health. Cool. But sometimes you need those reps before those lights come on and those pads get the popping, fellas. That's all I'm saying.
I like it. Either way, I think it goes to show again too, that work that you put in over the summer. I think, we seeing a lot of teams that put that work in over the summer. We question what's going on down in Alabama a lot as of late, but I think it just goes to show the work that you put in throughout the summer. But whether it's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I'm okay with it. I kind of like it because it produces bangers. You're able to see some great games, some conference battles, and then you can move through the season and get better as well. You could get better through, with a win or a loss. There's always ways you can learn, whether you win or lose.
I still think it's things we're not accounting for, like class, school coming back into session. I don't think we account for the fact that you might miss out on a full week of practice just to have an exhibition. I think it's just so many different variables, man. I think we in the era more than ever where these first week matchups, it can help your resume more than it can hurt you if you playing bangers. I don't think it's we're in a position where these games is actually like the Notre Dame and Clemson losses. I don't think when we get to the end of the season they're gonna weigh them as grueling as everybody thinking they're gonna weigh it, because they already inserted the strength of schedule metric, which I said I've been thought we was doing that. So these losses not even gonna hurt. They're gonna help more than anything because it's gonna skyrocket your strength of schedule by the end of the season.
Anybody
Well,
else got any take on that?
no, it's just my point wasn't about strength of schedule. It was about getting your team ready to play football. That's all. But I agreed it does help with strength of schedule. That's a fact. But some of these teams are not ready to play big time football week 1. Now I can guarantee you Texas is not going to look like that for the rest of the season. I can guarantee you Notre Dame is not going to look like that for the rest of the season. And any other team that took a L, I doubt Clemson looks like that. Sometimes teams are just not ready to play a big game week 1 because they haven't had that game feel, that seeing what you got, your depth. It's only so much you can learn from playing against your brothers every day. So that's all I'm saying. Whether it's a cupcake, joint practice, a preseason scrimmage, whatever the case may be, I would be for that.
Anybody got anything else they want to add to that? All right, cool. Let's go to our next question. What's your thoughts on some of the coaching you saw during week 1, whether it was good or bad?
Man, fellas, if y'all don't mind, man, my heart is heavy this morning. uh,
Game.
my goodness, fellas. Mike Denbrock, the offensive coordinator for the Fighting Irish, I think we all agree that he's one of the best offensive coordinators in college football. What the hell was he doing last night? Bruh, you running quarterback powers with CJ Carr like he Riley Leonard, getting that boy cracked. I thought he was gonna be messed up after one hit. It looked like he got hit in his spine. Bruh, you have Jeremiah Love. You see, when we start getting him the ball, only good things happens. This dude want to jump over skyscrapers. He got to stop doing that, but it's just a special talent. Bruh, those RPO pullback screen passes, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? It looked like Coach Denbrock was coaching scared, or he just didn't have faith that the offensive line pass blocking would hold up. But I don't get the game plan he had. I thought specifically that he put the game in CJ Carr's hand when he didn't need to do that. And I was extremely disappointed. You had Jeremiah Love, the backup running back. Forgive me, I can't think of his name right now, but he comes in and he's gashing up their defense. Bro, what are you doing? Listen, we don't care if they know we gonna run the ball. You got special running backs. Jadarian Price, I'm sorry, y'all. Jadarian Price carved them up. And then they stopped going to him. What are you doing? So I was disappointed in Mike Denbrock's game plan. I don't know what he was doing. But I will say this, fellas. Notre Dame has their quarterback of the future. Did y'all not see? And I don't think I ever saw this before. Dude reverses feet. He getting pressured. I thought he was going to get sacked. He reverses once, then reverses second, and he's going downfield in a no-look pass for the touchdown, bro. I don't think I ever saw that in my life watching college football. CJ Carr, of course, he made some mistakes. Freshman red shirt, first time starting, but he'll clean those up. But that guy is going to be special for years to come. So, all in all, Mike Denbrock, man, you got to get yourself together because I don't understand the game plan you called last night.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Baylor's defensive coordinator. I mean, they sold out on the pass the whole game, but after a while, when you see the script and you seeing Auburn just run the ball down your throat, now it's time to sell out on the run and make the quarterback beat you. I mean, he had a bad year last year in the first place. I know they got Singleton in the portal, and then the other kid they got out there, and they both was high caliber players last year. But man, at some point, bro, you have to just stop the run first and see where it take you, man. I'm just talking about like the RPOs, the QB run straight down the middle every time. They had no answer for it, and when you replay the tape.
He muted. Hold on. Who keep muting him?
He must have hit that himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I hit the mute button because the plane was going over my head.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, you got to sell out at some point and make the quarterback beat you, bro. I just didn't understand it, and not at one point did they turn the game plan to stop the run. So their DC get an F grade for me.
Okay. If I'm that what's the name? If I'm that defensive lineman for Miami, for Miami, I'm cussing that secondary out on that play you talking about post game, because he was the only one. Seemed like he was the only one in action when he was doing that. I'm cussing all them DBs out because I'm the only one chasing him. And when he threw the ball, wasn't nobody around two receivers. You know what I mean? So I'm cussing him out. But my problem was I see some bad coaching. Lenore Sellers is not going to be held up in the SEC with that line, man. He was getting smacked. He made some good plays when they kept the tight end in, and then a couple times they kept the H back in and the tight end. So I believe they know they're gonna have problems with that line, but he got to do better. In the SEC, he gonna be getting cracked if they play anything like they played against VTech.
I would say for LSU's Kelly, I know he came out, we talked about him all through the season leading up, even at the end of last season. For him to go in Death Valley and take this LSU team in there to continue to pound throughout that tough game and be physical with Clemson, and for that secondary to step up in key moments, I think, I'm just giving them that good job, man. Great job on LSU's part and coaching staff. Just seeing them, that was a tough game and a lot on their shoulders coming into the season, let alone that first game. And to go there, of all places, and get that big of a win, we give it to LSU on that one. Good job.
Yeah, I don't have anything good or bad to say about any of the coaching. I think some guys had the opportunity to do some good coaching, and you've seen it. And then you got other situations where coaches made some mistakes. But that's all the time, so we always got something to say about a coach. Either, he did something good here when he had the opportunity, or he didn't do something good when he should have had when he had the opportunity. I think these guys are still trying to learn their players. It's just week one. Sometimes, guys just aren't performing like you've seen them perform in practice. So sometimes you got to adjust some things. And I think that in the case of South Carolina, they got some adjustments to make, and I think every team has some adjustments to make. And I'll reserve saying something negative about any of them until I see them in some more situations.
Well, that's not fair, Rob. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance to bring your boy Sark into this. I gave you a chance.
Go ahead. Say something about Sark.
Why did he abandon the run? I mean, that was what y'all was winning on. I mean, he tried to what? He tried to make Arch look good out there because really we couldn't stop y'all in the second half running the football. If you really if you rewatch the game, we couldn't stop y'all. So, I mean, what's up with Sark? I mean, he's supposed to be this super genius on offense. Why did he abandon the run game?
The reason why he was forced to abandon the run game because we went down 14. Now, we were only down 7. He would have stopped. He would have kept running. But when we gave up that 14 point, he could not afford to keep running the football because we was going to run out of time. And once y'all get the ball back, if y'all running clock, because at that point y'all was running clock once y'all got that 14 points, he was forced to throw the football. I think he probably could have did some other things to help Arch Manning out. But at the same time, Arch Manning has to understand that, listen, you got to be patient. If your linemen are giving you an opportunity to be clean in a pocket on certain plays, you got to be patient enough to wait until that back guy is coming open, because nobody can guard anybody for a long period of time. He missed a lot of plays because he was not patient enough. He wasn't setting his feet. He wasn't turning his hips. So Steve Sarkisian called a good enough game for Texas to win. Arch Manning just didn't execute the way he needed to. But Steve Sarkisian could have done more to help him out with that, but that wasn't the case. We still should have been able to score more than 7 points.
Yeah, Rob, you got to remember too, though. Arch Manning didn't know what he was seeing. He thought he knew what he was seeing. I mean, he was confused. And that Ohio State defense, we wasn't, although we was giving up nice size run plays, we wasn't worried about that. You know, we was worried about not giving up long passing plays. We was worried about containing that high-powered passing offense that I'm quite sure plenty of SEC teams and whatever non-conference teams y'all have on the schedule, they're going to find out, and they're going to find out quick. So I'll just say that a whole lot of that just had to do with that Ohio State defense. Matt Patricia, man, I don't know. I don't know if you remember or if any of y'all that, look at the Buckeyes remember when Jim Knowles first came in, his first game, it wasn't a good defensive game. And what the commentators and everybody was saying, oh, Ohio State going to have to get used to this defense. Man, Ohio State looked comfortable in that defense right there. And I plan on us confusing a lot of quarterbacks this year. And the younger they are, the more confused that they're going to be. And they're probably going to look a little bit like that when they're playing and not look as good as, people have probably seen them play in the past. So, man, just highly impressed with the way that the Ohio State Buckeyes were having all of these new players to take on a new defense and come out like that game one against a powerhouse. I mean, you got to give Matt Patricia all of his P's and also give it to the Buckeye players for picking up that defense. They picked up that defense, and they say it's not easy to get a defensive coordinator and the team just, pick it up and get the flowing. And I think we did that. And that defense is what's going to win this national championship for us again.
Anything anybody else want to add about the coaching?
I would say to some of those coordinators that's in their first years across the board, I've seen a lot of first-year coordinators that did a great job at their respectful positions coming in. So that was something just to shout out to those guys as well.
And since y'all want to be quiet, guess what? I give one to my new offensive coordinator as well. And since his mentor is our head coach and Coach Ryan Day, I see us playing chess and not checkers when we playing these games and people not understand it. I'm really and we're starting to see, Ryan Day had a reputation of not being able to win a big game. 6 straight big games against top 10 opponents. And we're coming out on top. And I'm seeing coaching. Woody Hayes would have been proud. Some people said that game was boring. But guess why? Because Ryan Day and that coaching staff now I think they've understood the game. As players understand the game and the game slows down, I think this thing here slowed down for Ryan Day, and I'm excited to see game after game how this thing goes.
Yeah, I think people just wanted more fireworks, and it just wasn't a game where you was going to see a whole bunch of fireworks.
That's right.
Yeah, and I said, in the prediction video, man, this would be a defensive game and low scoring. I believe Parlay Post said the same thing, but I just didn't see with these two elite defenses. And shout out to Ohio State, man. Y'all played a hell of a game with Matt Patricia as y'all new DC. But fellas, man, they destroying me in my comic sessions. The Miami fans are coming out of nowhere and giving me the business. And you know what? It comes with the territory as we are independent sports analysts. So, it is what it is. I'll take the losses. I'll take the wins. But fellas, listen, I got to get out of here. I got $100 buy-in draft. I'm drafting at 1. I got to get ready for it real quick. So wish me luck on that. Y'all have a great show.
Good luck. Do your thing, my brother.
Lighting you up in them comments, man.
I'm surprised KT ain't in here.
But Notre Dame, really, you got they're on the road, a very hostile environment. I mean, it was a good game, and I say both of those teams, both Miami and Notre Dame, I feel like both of them teams are in a pretty good position for to begin the season and the rest of the season. Miami looked good. Beck looked good as that quarterback for Miami. Miami may not drop off. I was thinking about you, Mosby. Because this is your division, this is your state. And Miami didn't look bad, and Beck didn't look bad. So
we look real good.
That's what I'm saying. It's and we all know that Florida State, Miami is always a classic. I've been watching Florida State and Miami since I've been watching football. Just like I've been watching Ohio State and Michigan. That my next biggest rivalry that I've been watching for a long time just may be Florida State and Miami because, all the way from back when we was little ones, it come down to a field goal. Just some classic bangers that made me love football, outside the state of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
We got a question for FanDuze and T1. What are your takeaways from the Buckeyes game on Saturday?
Well, T1 talked about it a little bit. Man, I rewatched our game 2 more times already, and I still can't figure out what the hell defense we was running. So I don't is Sark didn't know. I don't know. I don't think nobody know what defense we were running because it was that disguised. And that is a beautiful thing, man. I'm telling you, it's going to get real tricky for teams that really, really rely on passing the ball against us. Now, some can be had in the run game. I think we got to clean some stuff up on that part. But, bro, watching the film, bro, we ran multiple different fronts. Like we ran 52, but really it was a 51 though. And it was 5 down, 1 linebacker, and then Caleb Downs was rovering, and they just gave him the option. Like sometimes it'd be a cover 2. They just gave him an option whether he wanted to play the box or drop back in coverage. And it's just like, man, that multiple defense looked crazy, bro. I mean, listen, it was times where we had Caleb Downs, Kenyatta Jackson, Orville Reese, and Caden Curry all at the line with 2 more guys, and them the 4 standing up though. And I'm like, man, this looks like the old Pittsburgh defenses Poe used to have back in the day. I don't know what people gonna do with that defense, man. That defense looked crazy.
Man, we rolled the 3-3-5 out there too. Like, dog, we was doing all type of stuff on defense, and hey, just like Zay just said, I was confused too. I ain't know what we was running. I always can look at the Ohio State defense and know that we in this 4-2 or 5-2 or whatever or whatnot, or this nickel D or this cover 3 or cover 5. Man, it's a whole lot for y'all to study, man.
Not to cut y'all off, but the one you're talking about, I know exactly what play you're talking about, Zay and T1. Y'all run an actual pro-style defense. If y'all go look at y'all's tape, y'all run a pro-style defense this year. And that play, y'all's the linebacker you speaking on, Zay, when he got that sack, he faked the spy as if he was going out, and he came right in. Like y'all running NFL style defenses at the Ohio State University. So I think with y'all's coaching change, it's gonna be something special. And I'm glad I seen a highlight of it because I was shocked in some of the styles y'all was running myself.
Yeah, but Matt Patricia don't know nothing else but NFL. So he
Yeah.
bringing that to the table. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? He bringing all that to the table, all that experience, all that.
yeah.
He had Super Bowl ring, man. He got Super Bowl rings. He bringing all that.
Yeah, and I think in that first half he ran a lot of Tampa 2, Tampa 3 in that first half, and it was thoroughly confusing for Arch Manning. And when a guy like that is running that kind of defense, you really got to be patient, especially if the rush is not getting there. And a couple of times he had some clean pockets, but then there was other times, like you said, Mossberg, when a man did like he was going out and came back through, the linemen were confused on that. So they played a really good defensive game out there, man. I was impressed with what they did. But whenever you play against a team like that, Arch Manning is going to have to learn that you got to just be patient, and you're going to finally get a guy that's going to come open late. You just got to make sure that you know where he's going to be at and set your feet and throw the ball. But Matt Patricia called one hell of a football game on Saturday for sure.
Definitely.
This one is for you, Mossberg. How are you feeling about your Seminoles after their game 1 win over Bama?
Honestly, man, as y'all see in the text, man, I'm still excited. But I'm looking to see more. A lot more improvement on taking away the ball for sure. On takeaways. I think this is the next few weeks is tune-ups to where, we really see certain things. We see the run game, what our run game really look like, stay consistent in that and get, Jayden Boggs more involved as we look for him, on Saturday. And he's going to be a big target for our offense this year. And I love the way our run game was able to run the ball. So I think moving forward, there's a lot of things that we could definitely get better at to be this great team that everyone right now see us as after we beat Alabama and even myself. But I feel that having Castellanos at the helm does make a difference for us compared to last year. Having him as a transfer in our leadership's it's just going to make some good things for us. I think we just need to be patient at times on the line. We need to wrap up at times. We missed a few tackles, and we just got to stay sound. I think I seen they ran a few plays when Bernard he got open, and it was just communication. If we communicate at times on that back end, I think that will allow us to make bigger plays in the secondary. But outside of that, I was totally impressed by the way we played as a whole.
Me too. You got to be accountable for Castellanos' legs too, man. You got to be accountable for that, and that's the unhidden factor, man. Like he always could run the ball. He did that at BC, but with y'all, what I mean? He gonna help y'all. Somebody help him.
When he slid and got the touchdown, like his elusiveness is different. Like he's very elusive and he can get through those little creases. And he did that, I think, on the third down and slid through and got that early down third down possession for us, and we got that one. So, like you said, man, he's definitely a quarterback you got to prepare for. And then I was just happy to see that we was able to get Cromar some touches. He spoke about it throughout the offseason, and he moved up the charts. And y'all seen what number 32 looked like, man. He looks like a monster out there on that field. So once our run game gets going even more, everybody understand their part in that running back room. I think it's just going to get even better.
For sure. Our next question is for Parlay Poe. What did you see out of your quarterback, and what grade would you give your Michigan team overall?
I seen good things out of him, but he missed some passes, but that's understandable. He missed some passes, and I think this was a good tune-up for us, man. I didn't know they had 175 new players, whatever, the Lobos, and dude coached them up. So they play good too, man. Shout out to New Mexico. But I give that grade. I give us a C, man. I give us a C.
Did you see a lot of balance? Did he throw him as many passes as you wanted him to see him throw, or did y'all run the ball more than you expected?
Now we ran. I knew we was gonna run the ball because we keeping it vanilla for Oklahoma, because I seen some times where I was like, man, why don't you pull the ball out? You know what I mean? I said, why don't you pull the ball out? And he didn't pull the ball out, and I was like, man, we must be saving that play for next week. You know what I mean? Because he could have pulled on the RPOs, he could have pulled them out some. But I'm impressed with Justice Hayes. I'm impressed like a mug. But I know that our one of our best defensive players, he can't play to the second half because the targeting.
What'd you think about that targeting call? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah,
That was tough.
Yeah, I don't think that was targeting, because they said he had his head up and he just hit him with his face mask. I ain't like that, you know what I mean? But we got to deal with it. They said that, but defensive line, they play good. Linebackers play good, but like I said, my worry spot is them corners, man. You know what I mean? Because they was shuffling them dudes in to see who fit. But Hill stayed on there. Hill was like the weak link like 2 years ago when we had Johnson on the other side. We know they was going at Hill. They wasn't going at Will. You know what I mean? They wasn't going to go at Will Johnson. But that's what I'm saying. Our weak link is these corners. I'm going to see how Wink Martindale going to do with these corners next week.
Okay. This next question is for myself. It says, what questions did you have about Texas after week 1? What questions do you have about Texas after week 1? And did you get any answers to the questions you had before the game Saturday? I'll take the latter question first. I had questions about Texas offensive line, having 4 new starters in a game, in a hostile environment against a really, really good Ohio State team. They answered all the questions I had for them. They were able to do really, really well as an offensive unit. Now, that last play of the game for Texas, there was some miscommunication right there. And they're saying that because of the noise level on that last play, the right tackle did not get the call. So he ended up missing that block to have a free rusher that really disrupted that last play. Not that it would have been a first down anyway, because I think Caleb Downs was all over that tight end. So he probably wouldn't have probably got that first down, even though Arch was able to get the ball to him. So the offensive line question I had worked out well. I knew we had depth at the defensive tackle position, but I wasn't quite sure how they was going to look. They looked really, really good. And then our defensive secondary, they played really well, I believe. But two bad mistakes that we did make was we did not read the coverage the right way on the touchdown pass to Carnell Tate, and then the misread by their quarterback to Jeremiah Smith. In that defense, that corner should have been over the top. So that was a question I had. Are they going to be able to communicate? Because last year we didn't have communication issues on the back end, but we had 2 of them in this game that could have cost us 14 points if he would have read that one to Jeremiah Smith and then the one that they got to Carnell Tate. So those questions, I think we got answers to. But as far as going into next week, we got to get our red zone together. We are not good in the red zone. We've gotten better over the last couple of years, but Steve Sarkisian has got to get better with his linemen. If you are 4th and goal, you cannot allow a team to snuff your quarterback. Now, Arch made a mistake right there, though. He got to get the ball first and then pick the hole that was open. If he would have went left, he probably would have had a better chance of getting in, because Ohio State's defense was more to our right. And that's where he went and got snuffed, and they almost took his head off. Yeah. So he got to get smarter at that quarterback sneak. And we got to get better in the red zone. We got to become more dynamic with more motions and stuff like eye candy down there. If we can't hand the ball to Cedric Baxter, like we can't do it right now because he ain't 100% healthy and he can't quite get off like he could his rookie year. But once he's 100%, he might solve some of those issues.
Yeah.
Hey Ron, why you still going, man? I want to know from all y'all. I want to know y'all's 3 top performers from y'all's team from this week. You know what I mean? Just what y'all saying, who performed the 3 top performances from y'all squads.
Well, I'll go first. If I look on the offensive side of the ball, we didn't know who was going to be our left guard till the last minute. Big Connor Stroh ended up taking that job away from Neto. And so he played really, really well. Now, the thing with him is he can't hold his blocks really well, but his initial punch is good enough to get movement. So for offensively, he was my big one. And then the tight end, I liked our tight end. He's going to be nice. Jack Andrews is going to be nice. Defensively, I was impressed with our true freshman, Grayson Littleton. He played really, really well, man. I was impressed with him. And anybody else defensively outside of him, they just played okay.
I was impressed with Justin Hayes. He had 165. I was impressed with him. I'm impressed with our dude Klein, our tight end. I knew he was nice last couple of years, but they used him as a blocker because of Loveland. And I like our backup on our defense, man. Cole Sullivan, Roeder, back there we got a 6'5" safety back there. You know what I mean? He wasn't on the radar, but I guess the coaches knew about him. You know what I mean? So I'm impressed with him, but I'm not impressed with our corners.
For me, it was, of course, everybody could talk about Tommy Castellanos, but I liked our tight end. I liked the way our tight end was able to possess the ball, and Randy Pittman Jr. He did a great job, as well as our linebacker, Transfer Herring, who came over. He was part of Tony White coming over from Nebraska. So I think his leadership and the way he played defensively set the tone as well for us, and not to forget about his running mate at the linebacker, Nicholson. The way they played at the linebacker position, I think being stout on the line, helping with the run game, and just being alert and moving around in that secondary when needed. And I mean, just laying the wood, even if the pass may have been incomplete. They was there putting the pressure on, making plays and hitting. So I think for me, those were the players that I noticed that was out there. And not forget about Lyons and Williams putting that pressure on as well.
What about for you and T.Y., FanDuel?
I thought Austin Seravel had a day. We didn't hear a lot about Colin Simmons at all, and that was big due to him. The boogeyman was everywhere. I think he was the main one confusing Arch Manning the whole game, because I think Arch Manning laid eyes on him every play pre-snap, and to try to get a read on where he was and what coverage we were in. And I thought Caleb Downs was the one really disguising what we was doing on defense. And of course we know about Arvell Reese, but I got to give a special shout out to Jalen McClain. Jalen McClain looks like the next Caleb Downs. After this year, when Caleb Downs leave and go to the NFL draft, we need to slide him right into Caleb Downs' role. He was everywhere. I mean, number 18 on defense. You seen him around the ball the whole game.
I seen number 3 a lot too. Who's that?
That's Lorenzo Styles. That's Sonny Styles' older brother.
Yeah, I seen him a lot, man. I seen him a lot around the ball.
I don't know. T1 here.
His mic muted. Oh, there you go.
It's muted, y'all. My fault. I'm at the tire shop.
Oh, okay. You got any special shout outs for any of your players from Saturday's game?
Man, just all the Buckeye Nation, man. Just everybody. I think we really just we held it down as a team, man. And I saw a lot of that from a lot of teams, and big shout out to Texas too for giving us that work. Like I've been telling people, that Texas offensive and defensive line is a problem. I mean, that's why they was able to run the ball on us like they were. And that's why we was not able to get much penetration on them, So I mean, just much respect. College football is in good hands, man. There was some great games this weekend, man, including that banger yesterday. That Notre Dame Miami game that gave the fireworks that people was looking for in that Ohio State Texas game. So I definitely got my fix in for college football this weekend, and looking forward to another one.
Yeah, for sure. This is the most exciting time of the year for sure. Anything else y'all want to discuss before we wrap up? Any more questions out there?
Let's say any freshmen stood out to anyone this past weekend. For me, it was Malik Washington over at Maryland out of the Big Ten. He really stood out.
Tony last night.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a true freshman.
He a freshman?
Yeah, y'all
That's
ain't
why
know?
they say he can't get on the what's the name because he don't really know the plays yet.
Yeah, y'all ain't know. Yeah, that boy true.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got him, boy.
Oh man, I ain't know that.
I didn't either.
I thought one of y'all was gonna mention him, so I was watching, quite a few things, and I know we mentioned. I think Zay, you spoke about Malik Washington, so I had looked at Maryland and seen how they played and checked some highlights. I think they got him one at QB, man. Maryland got him one at that freshman position, and I think he's gonna be one to change the way Maryland gets some wins. For sure.
Tony been a freshman. It's crazy. That just blew my mind. Hey, I don't really know who freshman when I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? But my team, and I thought we threw Devin Sanchez in the fire throughout the game in key moments, and he played well. So, I mean, that's my true freshman. I'm mad we didn't rotate in Riley Pettijohn. I thought we should have threw him out there to see what he could do. But Sanchez definitely held his own. I was happy to see that they threw him out there in the fire in a very meaningful game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know Sanchez got in. That's good. I'm glad he got in.
Yeah, he did.
Did y'all have a favorite play of this weekend?
Ooh.
Mine was the punt return of South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That punt return with that South Carolina, man. Dude did his thing on that one.
That Hubbard kid is gonna be, man. He's gonna be some problems, bro.
Yeah.
He like 6 something and got speed out of this world. He gonna be some
And he's a
problems.
track star too, so that's something to look out for. I'm gonna go with my freshman Dansby out of Florida State, man. The way he runs track too. I think we need to look out for these track stars that's actually playing this year because they fast. And the way he turned that game around for us, I think, his plays was big plays in times when we needed. So just to send a shout out to him as well. Like you said about Tony, guy from South Carolina, man, he was a prime target throughout the game. So
Yeah, they say he don't know the plays that well. That's why he ain't been on the field.
it's like just throw it. His speed gonna catch up to it, man, for sure. And we seen that, man. So
Hey, I don't know if y'all caught the Texas A&M game. That running back for UTSA is serious. He had a run in that game. I was like, man, he might be the hottest thing smoking. He just on a terrible team for real, but he looked like the real deal. He looked like he an NFL back. He looked like he going round 2 up there, round 3 somewhere. Somebody gonna get him.
if he young, he going to the next top Power 4 team after this year.
You see Boise's running back. What's his name? Sherrod? Is that him?
They got 2 of them.
Yeah, that number. I think it's number 8 or something. He like a slim dude.
The backup one.
Yeah, I like his wiggle. I like his wiggle.
Hey, Boise had to be the big surprise. But Boise got their tail spanked.
Yeah, they got.
Boise not going to the playoff. For all them analysts who have Boise going back again, they're not going.
Nah, they got spanked.
No, they not. They didn't look good at all.
They played against some athletes, man.
Yeah.
I like the way LSU used that big tight end, number 14, too, spreading him out wide, too. Man, I think it was LSU. That big number 14, that dude was nice, too.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want no predictions from y'all, but what's the game y'all got y'all's eye on this coming week coming up?
My
Michigan,
game.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Michigan, Oklahoma, that got to be.
That's the game. That's the game this week. What time is that game, Paul?
Underwood versus
Mateer. That's the game of the week. All eyes on
Yeah,
that.
I got my eye on Duke and Illinois.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Is there any other bangers other than because Duke, Illinois? That's some mid. I give it some mid. You know, just because neither one of them have that big football name, but we know they've been playing good as of late. But is there another matchup like
Iowa State should be a good one.
Yeah, hopefully.
Iowa State, right? Iowa State. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big noon game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Baylor and SMU too. That should be a good one.
Yeah, we play at 7:30. We play at 7. We got another night game.
Yeah, that might be it.
For the week 2 game. I'm just saying if it's a Thursday night or Friday night.
I don't think we got no Thursday night games this week.
Baylor at SMU.
Football. NFL football.
Yeah, I'm talking about college. Hey, I forgot though. Don't North Carolina play tonight?
Yeah, they put them and TCU play today.
Yeah.
We gotta pick that before we get off.
I'm gonna say that I think that what's the name? That Baylor at SMU would be a good one.
Yeah,
Seeing how Baylor came off that loss.
We picking the what's the name right now?
Yeah, we gotta pick that before we get off. That come on at 8:00 on ESPN.
That's North Carolina against
Why are they playing that game so late? Why could they put that game on at 3:30?
Bill Belichick.
Who knows, man? It's a Monday, I guess.
Bill Belichick. They want the barbecue grills to be done getting cooked on.
It's Monday Night Football, baby.
I'm gonna give I don't know, man. I'm gonna give I don't know about I'm still mad at TCU, so I'm
They favored by 3.5 in this game, and the over and under is 54.5. So what y'all think?
I was about to say. I was thinking TCU.
still mad at TCU, man. So let me get I'm gonna go with Belichick, man.
Yeah, I'm picking TCU, and I think they're gonna cover that 3.5.
That's who I got. TCU.
Same. I got TCU covering.
I'll take TCU as well. And I was gonna say what you said too a couple of minutes ago, Zay. It's Monday Night Football night, so that's what they coming in at.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just wish it was maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, man. Shit.
Right. So we can get ready for work.
Right, yeah.
Hey, it's time to get ready to get that body ready for Monday Night Football when your team plays.
Man.
Yeah.
The Monday night game is going
It's that time of the year, fellas. It's that time we love.
Right. If I ain't outside my house when Monday Night Football come on, I'm going to sleep. I gotta be outside the house, man.
I feel that.
That's the only thing I like about Tennessee being bums. They ain't getting no Monday night games. They ain't getting no Monday night games if they some bums.
Y'all don't have one this year with the rookie quarterback?
I don't know. I had to check the schedule, but I know they didn't give us none last year.
Hey, T1, your favorite team played Thursday.
Which one?
The Cowboys.
Hey, I'll say that I love Pittsburgh before I say that I even like anything remotely about the Cowgirls.
Man.
You know, I blasted them on Facebook when they did that little stupid little trade. I said, go check on your Cowgirl fans. Now they back to trash.
Man, I'm gonna stick with my prediction. They don't get to the playoffs this year since they let him go, and I'm gonna be watching that closely.
Man,
For sure.
Man, they ain't gonna get nowhere near no playoffs. He was their defense, man. I watched Dallas game, and it was like he made every single play. And if you take him off the field, they may just absolutely be garbage. But now we're gonna get a chance to see if that's true.
Well, when I tune in with Dallas Cowboy fans, they tell me they're gonna be all right. They said they got draft picks from the past few years, and they'll be able to replace him. That's what they tell me, man. And then that corner, he just got an extension, Rand. So I guess they confident in him and Diggs over there. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but we'll see. All right, y'all. Well, I guess we'll be on again tomorrow night at 7:45. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get Justin Geiger to do his Miami Dolphins preview or not. But if not, we still gonna be here at 7:45 talking something.
okay.
NFL, a little bit of college, and what's coming up in this upcoming week with the NFL. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, man. I appreciate y'all jumping in. Love all y'all, man.
Love you too.
Like you too, fellas, man. That's a great week, man. See y'all tomorrow.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Peace.
Peace.
There we go.